Good day. What do you...
I've
told you what...
How did you find out about the fire?
From the brothers who were meant to deal with the bodies. They came to fetch their tools, but then rushed back, saying no one was to go near the corpses.
Do you know this Elijah? Can you tell?
He's a lay brother, so I reckon he spends most of the day working and joins...
All right, but...
I treated him once for food poisoning. He was quite
And the other monk?
They do, but I wouldn't put much faith in it.
Well, even gossip usually has a grain of truth in it. What have you heard?
He drinks heavily, and before he came here, he drank away a fortune. He entered the monastery to quit, but it seems the drink's stronger than he is.
Right, I get it. Don't worry. I won't repeat it to anyone.
That's probably for the best.
That'll be all. Thanks.
God be with you.
Can I...
Of course.
Thanks. That'll be all.
No problem.
God be with you.
Oh, fuck! Oh.
Some straw.
Straw? Like that?
I'm investigating the source of that illness that's been spread.
I'm listening.
I came across the symbol of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, and I was wondering if you might have any records or anything that might be connected to it.
If memory serves, we have the legacy of a knight named Boleslav Bavor. There was some connection to the monastery crypt, if I recall.
Really?
What?
Well, I ran into some laborers down there. From what I gathered, and they were looking for something tied to the Jerusalem cross.
By Christ, they were after the relic.
What are you talking about? What relic?
There's a possibility that Bavor was buried here along with a certain relic.
What sort of...
I don't know exactly, but I can't tell you for sure right now. It's been many years, and even back then I never found anything substantial apart from Bavor's records of his travels. In the end, I concluded that the whole tale of the relic was likely just Bavor's own fabrication.
Oh, that's a shame. It was just starting to get interesting. Still, I'd very much like to have a look at the travel records, just in case.
I'll be glad to show them to you, to examine, but first we must report those vile thieves to the abbot.
You're right. The abbot ought to be told, but it's probably not wise to burden him with it now. Right now, we need to deal with the illness. Once things have settled down, we can make sure those thieves get what they deserve. Besides, we've got almost no proof yet. If I manage to investigate the matter of Bavor more thoroughly, I might stumble on something.
Still, it's a serious thing. We mustn't wait too long.
Of course. Once I've gathered the evidence, I'll explain everything to the abbot straight away. And now I'd like to take a proper look at Bavor's travel records.
Of course. Give me a few moments. I'll find them for you. And I believe Bavor's name also appeared in some old accounts. I'll try to his journey through the Holy Land. And I've also found these old accounts. Feel free to study them too.
Oh. It really says here that he acquired a holy relic. Let's see how it continues.
According to the journal, Bavor had himself buried here with his holy treasure. That sounds pretty clear.
Let's see what the accounts say. So Bavor gave the monastery a generous donation and paid for a chapel mural painting. And still, despite all the records and mentions, Crispin had his doubts. Why?
My old notes. Only the devil could make sense of this mess.
I read the journal. A lovely tale. It really brought the Holy Land to life.
And?
And it says the relic Bavor acquired was a splinter from the true cross of Christ.
Holy Virgin! Such a sacred treasure!
And according to the book, Sir Boleslav was to be buried with the relic in the monastery crypt.
So it says in the book. I also found my old notes and remembered how it all went back then. I too searched for Bavor's grave. I even dared venture into the crypt, but despite all my efforts, I never found it.
How is that even possible? A grave can't just disappear.
Quite frankly, I don't know. And I didn't know then either. Once I was convinced none of the graves belonged to Bavor, I laid the matter before the abbot, but not our father Jan. This was over 20 years ago when Abbot Vitus held office. May the Lord grant him eternal peace. Together we came to the conclusion that Bavor's tale was likely at least partly, perhaps entirely, made up.
Why would it be made up? Surely Sir Boleslav wouldn't lie about something so serious.
The book's one thing, but there's not a single other mention anywhere. The grave's missing, the relic's nowhere to be found. Can you think of another explanation, then?
The account books mention that Bavor had a sarcophagus made at his own expense.
That's possible. Does it mean anything?
If he paid for it himself, there had to be a reason. Masonry work like that is no small matter. And it's odd, isn't it?
He sorted it all out in detail with the monastery to have his tomb here. Then he wasn't even buried here.
You're right. I never made that connection before.
And then there's the relic. If Bavor had just wanted to raise his reputation with a good story, why claim to have gained something so rare?
Perhaps out of vanity? There's no shortage of that among the nobility.
But his tale's already heroic enough without it. Making up a relic would only draw unwanted attention.
That's a good point. It'd be too risky.
But why would Bavor do that? What would he gain by deceiving everyone here?
If memory serves, he had some disputes over property. Maybe he wanted to improve his reputation.
Well, that's mentioned in the text. But lies wouldn't have helped him. Quite the opposite, if he'd been found out.
You'd be surprised how short-sighted some folk can be. But I agree, something about it doesn't sit right.
And what about the mural mentioned in the accounts? Does it really exist?
Yes, it's in one of the chapel naves. It depicts several scenes from Bavor's alleged adventures.
Well, then that proves Bavor's story wasn't just made up. Surely the abbot back then wouldn't have approved such a mural in the main church if he hadn't believed it was true.
If the former abbot believed Bavor wasn't a liar, but a real hero of the Holy Land, I'll believe him too.
All the more reason I want to see it for myself.
No harm in trying. At the very least, it's a fine piece of work.
Bavor mentions in his journal that he received a great fortune from the King of Cyprus, and the account records say he gave a generous donation to the monastery. Do you think that was made up too?
They confirm at best that Bavor had wealth, not where it came from. According to the late Abbot Vitus, he might have gained that fortune by plundering or as spoils of war, and the tale of the Holy Land was just a cover to mask the dishonorable origin of his riches.
Well, I've never been to the Holy Land, but I've seen plenty of wrongdoings, even here in Bohemia. And if Bavor really wanted to cover up how he got his coin, he could have built a village, built a fortress, or who knows, bought up a mine. He could have done any number of smarter things than spinning a tale about a heroic journey halfway across the world, don't you think?
I'm no expert in fraud, but yes, he chose a rather complicated cover-up if that's what it was.
The crypt has a hidden side chamber, you know.
Excuse me? What chamber?
It had been walled up. In one part of the crypt, the masonry was loose, so I managed to get inside.
I've never heard of anything like that. Perhaps even Abbot Vitus didn't know of it.
I'd say the abbot would definitely have known about something like that. He just didn't tell you. Maybe on purpose.
Where are you going with this?
Nah, I'm not sure. Just thinking out loud, really. Don't you think this whole thing is a bit too complicated? Every explanation for why Bavor would lie seems more convoluted than just acknowledging it's true.
Listening to you now, it's like hearing my younger self. And I sound exactly like Abbot Vitus. His view was that Bavor's story was fiction. He told me I'd be better off letting it go.
What exactly did he say?
That I should stop chasing old crusaders and focus on real, meaningful work.
Why didn't you stand your ground?
I couldn't argue with the abbot. What he said went. And I was just a lowly monk, barely past my vows. I had to obey. In time, I learned to let some things lie. Those who dig too deep may uncover what they'd rather not.
I'm not blaming you. But I think it's time we reopened that old inquiry of yours and saw it through. And maybe we'll finally unravel Bavor's mystery together.
If that relic really does exist, and it's surfaced now, it'd surely be a sign from the Lord, a sign of hope in these desperate times.
Don't get ahead of yourself. We've not even found Bavor's tomb. Without it, we're stuck.
But you spoke of that hidden chamber in the crypt. If there's any clue, it'll be in there. Take this and study it closely. It's a drawing of Bavor's family coat of arms I came across years ago. According to this, you'll know if it's truly the grave of Sir Boleslav. Yes, the mural in the chapel, paid for by Bavor himself, also bears his coat of arms.
Those workers, if they really were after Bavor, they only had a drawing of the Jerusalem cross. But if he was buried under his family crest, no wonder they opened the wrong graves.
Yes, that could be it. Study that sketch well, so you won't make the same mistake.
Thank you. I'll head off at once.
Just be careful, please. You know the abbot's orders, the disease, all this misfortune.
Don't worry. I'll be careful.
And in the crypt, show respect to the eternal rest of those buried there, especially now, with death haunting the monastery.
strange. I must be mad.
You know how I mentioned those spikes? I'll use them, no doubt, but they're going to rust. And when they rust, bloody hell, spit it out already. It'll all swell, crack, water will seep in, and the whole thing will be fucked. We all look like idiots instead of paid. I reckon we'll get our asses kicked, and we'll be lucky. We get to leave in one piece. You could have just said the spikes are fucked up. Christ, you always make things difficult. There's a quarantine.
What's it like down there? And those murdered workers? Any sign? Christ, our Lord be with us. How could such a thing happen? And in the house of the Lord, no less.
How should I know? As if it weren't enough that people are dying of plague. No one's gonna kill us all.
Then mind yourself down there. I don't fancy reporting more losses to Master Ludolf.
Of course I will.
Huh? We're under quarantine. Did you hear?
Land on our house.
Holy relics hidden in barrels of olives. Just like he wrote in his travel records. And the attack by Mamluk bandits. No doubt Bavor had courage aplenty. The start of Bavor's journey. That's probably Venice and Jerusalem. King of Cyprus, Knight Bavor, and his relic. Though that shield looks a bit different than the one in Crispin's sketch. Almost the same. Only on the mural, it's got that inner scutcheon added. They gave a lot of space to Bavor's crest and his elevation. Likely at the knight's own request. And the crest's all in one, with an angel and the relic. That must mean something.
Huh? We're under quarantine, didn't you hear?
You know how I mentioned those? God be with you.
You can't be here. What's it gonna be?
I'm going.
Well, what'll it be? Hear me?
I'm going, really.
Too late. Surrender and I'll take you to the abbot.
Calm
I'll
down!
whip your ass
I
so
surrender!
much you'll be looking.
The abbot will decide what to do with you. And I don't want to hear any excuses. No more funny business, got it?
Take me away.
Henry, I won't tolerate such behavior. Instead of helping all but care for the sick, or at least praying, you... Oh, words fail me. Thankfully, nothing serious happened. But the knights will...
Rain.
Who's there?
Abbot Vitus. Crispin mentioned him. Let's hope he forgives us for digging into Bavor's story again. A crozier and mitre. That'll be an abbot's tomb. Abbot Uldericus, but no sign of Bavor. This must have been some knight. There's a cross above his head, but a rose in the crest, and I'm looking for an arrow. Got the hood. Sarcophagus of a nobleman. Disturbed by those workers. Most likely because of the large cross. But Bavor ought to be buried under some past abbot's tomb. Maybe even Heinrich. Nice. Looks more like an abbot's tomb from the carving. Good thing. Be shifting that rubble for days on my own. This one's rather worn down. I think I can make...